Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Some good news for the Oklahoma Sooners on the 2024 recruiting trail as they land three-star offensive tackle Isaiah Autry from the state of Mississippi. Now, 6'6", 280 pounds. You look at the 24/7 recruiting rankings, right? Outside the top 500, the 50th offensive tackle according to their boards. But you look at the offer sheet, like there was a lot of SEC programs, a lot of Big 12 programs that were in on Isaiah Autry. The offer sheet looks like Alabama, Auburn, Florida State, Ole Miss. So we had this conversation with Kelly Daniels as well in terms of 24/7 has their own rankings, but these college programs also have their rankings. And it looks like a lot of college programs and their scouting departments we're pretty high on a guy in Isaiah Autry, and there's a lot to be high on. From a physical tool standpoint, this guy has everything, right? You want to fill out that body a little bit, right? 6'6", 280 pounds. He has a thin lower half. You want to put some weight on him, but he has the length and he has the athleticism to be a starting tackle, an NFL-type guy if he develops in college. And no doubt that's a reason why a lot of these Power 5 programs, Premier 5 Power 5 programs, I might add, Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, Florida State, we're in on a guy like Isaiah Autry. Now, before we get into it again, I just can't thank you guys enough. The Sooner fans especially. You guys have been just so supportive of the channel. So if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We've been talking a lot of Oklahoma recruiting. We'll be watching their spring game, recapping it right after the game, talking about what I'm most excited for is to just see that 2023 class. Some of those guys who are early enrollees, how do they look heading into the 2023 season? Because when you look at that class they brought in 2023, there are a couple guys like Peyton Bowen, Atabare, who you feel really good about being contributors year one. And so we'll be kind of recapping that as well. So again, can't thank you guys enough for all the support. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Now, let's get into Isaiah Autry a little bit and then talk a little bit about what this 2024 class could look like for Brent Venables and the Oklahoma Sooners. Bill Biedenbach has done a phenomenal job just building up offensive line recruits, right? You think of a guy like Anton Harrison, who came in outside the top 200, I believe, nationally from Washington, D.C., 3-year starter for the Sooners. If you guys listen to our draft content, we are extremely high on a guy like Anton Harrison. I think the development he's had over his career at Oklahoma has been extremely impressive. Both of these guys coming out of high school kind of raw in terms of on the field play, but have a lot of athleticism and traits that you like in tackles. And it would be a nice thing to see Isaiah Autry kind of follow the Anton Harrison career arc. I think he has a little bit more work to do. But again, he's a guy that you get into that program, you put some weight on that frame, you look 6'6", 280. If he plays at 300, 305, 315, maybe up to 320, like he has the athleticism. Like, this is a very intriguing get for Oklahoma. Now, what I want to get more to is what this Oklahoma class in 2024 looks like, right? We're going to take a look at who they have in the commit. They haven't updated Autry on the 24/7 ranks. Yeah, so he's their fourth commit of the 2024 class. Jeremiah Newcomb was the first, Michael Hawkins the second, and then Kelly Daniels, a guy that we talked about a little bit. Also, shout out like Kelly Daniels a couple days ago, unranked according to 24/7 Sports, and you see this a lot, right? When you pick up the offer from Oklahoma and you commit to Oklahoma, 24/7 normally gives you a little bump, right? If Oklahoma scouting department liked you enough to offer you, 24/7 kind of jumps on board. And again, Kelly Daniels, a guy that 24/7 not in love with, probably because he's 5'8", 150 pounds, doesn't have any, like, you watch the film on Kelly Daniels, and we talked about it if you want to go check that out. He's got that raw speed. He just doesn't have any verified time results on the track that kind of, I think, hold him back a little bit in terms of the rankings. But let's talk a little bit about what this 2024 class could become heading into a spring game weekend, where you're having a lot of your top targets on campus, right? You have your quarterback in the 2024 class and Michael Hawkins, who I love that quarterback room that's developing, right? Jackson Arnold in the 2023 class, Kevin Sperry in the 2025 class, and Michael Hawkins in the 2024 class. That is a really good group of quarterbacks, and now you want to build the recruiting class around the quarterbacks. Guys like Jeremiah Newcomb, Kelly Daniels, and Isaiah Autry are a good start. Now, looking at the prospects that they're having on campus, those are the guys, those are the crown jewels. Those are the Jackson Arnolds of the 2024 class, right? David Stone, a guy that I think Oklahoma has the inside track on. You've seen all the crystal balls. I'm sure the Sooner fans are familiar with that. it seems like a two-horse race. David Stone's going to take his visits as a top 5 national player, top 10 national player is going to do. It does seem like Oklahoma and Michigan State have been the two programs kind of jockeying for his commitment. He's very active on Twitter. One of the things that we've talked about a little bit is why he wanted to go to Michigan State was Brandon Jordan, right? A pass rush specialist that if you guys aren't familiar with, and I'm sure the deep in the weeds Oklahoma Sooner fans follow this recruitment pretty closely. Brandon Jordan's a pass rush specialist that worked at Michigan State as a coach, but develops and works with a lot of the premier NFL edge rushers and defensive line talent. And so that seemed to be the main gravitational pull for a guy like David Stone to go to Michigan State, right? It was kind of the head scratcher, guy out of IMG Academy, one of the most sought after recruits of the 2024 class. Why does he want to go to Michigan State? It was because of Brandon Jordan. Now, Brandon Jordan leaves Michigan State to take the job with the Seattle Seahawks. It seems like Oklahoma is the team to beat in David Stone's recruitment, but you also see some other crystal balls that are coming in. Brian Wesco, a 5-star wide receiver, according to 24/7 Sports. Nigel Smith, a top 50 dude nationally on the defensive line. Like, yes, the top 100, the top 50 commitments haven't come yet for Brent Venables and the Oklahoma Sooners. But as a Sooner fan, like, you have to be pretty excited about what this 2024 class can be. And what we've been talking about a lot is Brent Venables is a guy that came in and kind of had to deal with what Lincoln Riley's roster was. The matter of fact is Brent Venables and the coaching staff that he brought in running a different culture and brand of football than what Lincoln Riley and guys like Alex Grinch on the defensive side of the ball ran at Oklahoma. So kind of foolish of us. They had some talent, but kind of foolish of us to not expect some growing pains in year one. But you give Brent Venables some time to get the guys he needs and wants on his roster, you feel good about where this program is going. And again, on the recruiting trail, we talk about this a lot. Who are the coaches? And I like to put myself as a 25-year-old, 5'8", 160-pound dude who no one wanted to go. No one was asking to give offers for me to go play. If I'm putting myself in a 17-year-old shoes, who do I want to go play football for at the college football level? Brent Venables is on a short list, right? The energy and passion that guy has for the sport is contagious. And you feel good about what Oklahoma can do in terms of attracting talent to Norman and then developing that talent. They've done a very good job of it historically. And again, moving to the SEC, you're starting to see an emphasis on the trenches, getting more physical on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Brent Venables goes out to the transfer portal in 2023 and grabs 3 or 4 guys on the defensive line, 2 guys on the offensive line. That is something Brent Venables wants to establish, and you're seeing it with who he's targeting in this 2024 class. Guys like David Stone, Nigel Smith, a guy like Isaiah Autry. We got to get more physical on the line of scrimmage, both sides, as we move into the SEC, and Brent Venables is putting a very, very heavy emphasis on going after those kind of recruits. So again, a slow start in terms of commitments for the Sooners, but it does seem like they're getting it going in this 2024 class. If they can stack a good class on top of that 2023 class, I think you see things go really in the right direction for the Oklahoma Sooners. Now, again, wanted to keep this one short, but appreciate all the support you guys have shown to the channel. Again, if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.